Click new card and get a random card from these 54 lovely facilitation cards. Actually, seems to not be working super well. I wonder why. Kind of think it's my internet connection. Hmm. Maybe I've got some bad card names in here. I don't know. Hmm? Actually, I think it's just my internet. Hmm. Why is that so slow? I guess streaming is using up all my bandwidth. Oh boy. Um, that or these cards are huge. Hundreds of kilobytes is maybe a little large, but mm, gosh, didn't expect to have this issue. Okay, maybe I need to work on my home internet. Anyway, okay, we'll try anyway. So basically what I want to do is add the creator, some information about the creator to the site. So here's what the site looks like now, and here's sort of what I had a designer friend of mine throw something together for, and it's great. It looks way better than anything I would come up with, so I think I'm just gonna get it done. Knock out something. It's better than nothing. Okay, so that's the overview. I'm gonna start making I'm gonna try to do jam logs every time I do a morning jam. So I guess the title will just be the date. Okay, can have that character, of course. And this is Obsidian that I use to edit files, markdown files. What do I want to do with these jam logs? I want to make, say, what are we up to do, done, and then takeaways as I finish. Um, some turn those into titles so I can collapse them. Work on catalyst cards, catalyst dot cards. Add info about the creator, and then to do so, I need to get the project running locally. Typical first steps when you're revisiting old projects. Um, Open NZ. I'm using the I'm trying out the Z IDE z.dev for anyone who wants to check that out. Let's see. All right, I've already shown that stuff. So okay, I think we're set here to get started. Yeah, OpenZ and then rough in the outline. Use I'll use a Lorem Pixum or whatever image stand-ins for the images. I have access to the images that will go there, but I don't want to dig them up on stream, so I'll just put some placeholders in. Um, Fill in the details. Okay, and we'll just move stuff to done as it gets done. And that's that. All right, let's dig in. So I have cloned the project. Since it's like a dead simple web project, so actually let's just see. Did I put a there's not even a package.json. So that means that it's perfectly static, and I most likely just ran it with HTTP server, which I just fire up, grab the address, and let's take a look. Hey, it works. Okay, this is probably a much better demo since I'm not pulling it over the internet. Yeah, look how fast it goes. So um, I might actually I'm going to go ahead and make a note because I noticed the images are huge. Well, I don't know if they're huge or not. I want to maintain the beauty of those hand-drawn images, so look into image file size. Because if they could be 30K instead of 300K, then that will be drastically better, I think. Great. Just now that I've made that note, yeah. So this is it. This is it ran locally. It's a again. This is a perfectly dumb HTTP server. And I'm just going to move this to the side of the screen here. Boy, that's huge. And I think I made the card just take up the whole screen originally, which is fine, but we'll work on that. Let me fire up Zed. Open a project. And let's see, documents. Probably don't want to show you my everything. Okay. There it is. Yeah, so it looks like it's an index.html and an images folder. And I just have flat images of every single card. Okay, looks like Zed will not open non-text files. That's fine. Not something I care about. And yeah, we're looking good. Yeah, so it's literally just one HTML file with styles embedded and script embedded, and the script is little more than a list of those files and a way of pulling them out randomly. So yeah, so here we have 136 lines of code that does this whole thing. And it's pretty great, frankly, to be in 2024, having been a web developer for 25 years, and to just write actual vanilla HTML, JavaScript, and CSS in a single file. So yeah, it loads super fast, which is actually all the more reason that the card's images being huge is unfortunate, because they're one of the only things slowing the whole thing down. Otherwise, it would be super fast. Great. Let's just make sure I can do what I need to do. Change something on the thing, and all right, so looks like I have to refresh manually. That's fine. Okay, news art. Yeah, so I don't have like live reload set up, but you know, modern niceties. But again, I'm embracing the non-modern for this, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna look at, so I've got a header, main, footer, you know, nice, like actually semantic kind of document layout, which is nice. Um, Header's just the title, footer's just the button for the new card, and then the main is just it starts off being a card back image, but quickly is replaced by the JavaScript to be a real card. Great. Okay, let me make some room so I can see the design while I work. Zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Right. So it keeps so the design that he provided keeps the original frame. Um, I guess without the header, because this is going to be the header now, which is cool, which works for me. Let's mess with that. So let me look at the styles real quick, see what I did. So body, header, main, image, footer, button, really nice. These are all just tag styles, no classes or anything, which you can only really get away with a very small DOM. But you know, that's what's up. But I now need to, okay, so I need, I need to do a broad split between the left and the right. And there's this fun little vertical rule here that I can get in there. Um, so the broad thing I'm thinking is that this is a like a two panel flex thing or a grid thing, and then we can work on this stuff. Yeah. So I'll split this stuff up in a sec. But the as I look at it, let me just draw a little bit. So the whole screen is like the outermost container, and then inside it we've got just make these obvious. Oops. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we've got this side, and does that duplicate? Yes, it does. How do I move? You may already know that I'm not a designer, and I will struggle with the design software, but it is what it is. right? So we got a left panel and a right panel. And I'll worry about the design element in the middle after a bit. So I think it's okay. So we basically need to build out that DOM first of all. So let's first divs. I'm gonna grab the initial thing. Oh my gosh, new editor. I want 2 spaces as my tab size. So if I throw that into a div by itself, let me just save it and see if anything actually jumps. Okay, nothing changed. Adding one outer div did nothing to the overall site, which is probably good. I'm actually going to want another outer div so I can throw on maybe I don't want to do classes. Maybe I'm going to actually just change what main means. Getting a little bogged down and thinking about what terms mean what. I think I will. Okay, I think I'll start with classes and not worry about the semantic tags for a moment, and I can back down into semantic tags once I kind of rough things in and figure out what I'm doing here. So this will be the. No, I don't even need that actually. The body could be the layout. What does my body got right now? Display grid. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. I did put the grid on the body. Okay, right. I'm actually surprised that adding the div between the body and the elements didn't mess things up. All right, actually, let's change this to class equals card frame. And I'm going to switch this from body to class card frame. So now those styles should be getting applied to something inside the body. And if I refresh, huh, oh, I wonder if I had an error that showed the card back or what. Must have. Maybe I've got one card that doesn't work. No chance network caught that, did it? Nope. Hmm. Probably should just cycle through them all. Oh, card back actually just comes up in the random cards. So that's probably just simple as that. Yep, there it is. Pull it out. So now that won't come up. Nice. Yeah, okay. Great. Okay, so I've moved so I've kept this intact. I'm a little almost skeptical that it's even working. Let's just inspect and see what's up. Skeptical it didn't like get changed worse. No, there it is, card frame. Great. Um, and the body no longer has all that stuff. Card frame has the display grid. Okay, that's great. Okay, so that's the card frame side. I'll just collapse it since I'm kind of working at this level. Get the script out of my way. And do another div. I'm sure Zed has functionality for rapidly generating HTML like everything does, but I don't know it yet, so I'm not doing it. Card frame and creator, or let's say about frame a little more, because there's a couple things in there, right? There's the cards and the creator, so we'll say about for now, and we can tweak that later as we wish. Okay, I've got a card frame and about frame, and now let me just put something in the about frame. Uh, Let me just give a background color to the about frame, something obnoxious. Red fits the bill, and then width height. width, height, 100%. Just a non-designer over here trying to make things look like something. Okay, I have an about frame, and do I have an about frame? I have an about frame, and it is of 0 width. Okie dokie. That works. Probably just need to put something inside it, right? I never know. Hmm. Where? Oh, it's down below. Cool. Great. I mean, terrible, but great. Okay, so we've got the original card frame, and we've got the Catalyst cards title. Going to be working on that a bit. Let's okay, I need to get them side by side, and I think I'll just go with the thing I had done before with the body. So body will need to be display flex. I'm just going to say display flex and refresh and see what we get. Okay, now we're going to get this stuff side by side, I believe. There we go. And the right side's getting squished and is squishing and growing because the left side has like a very specific width that it never. So yeah, okay, right. I stuck the card itself to be max width. I'm sorry, max height, or that is to say the height of the screen, the vertical height, which you know we'll probably have to modify for this. Yeah, see, it shrinks with that. But it's going to need, basically the right side needs to have a min width, I think. Just throw 200 pixels on there and refresh. Did not work. I think I have to say some stuff about hmm, flex shrink and stuff like that. Or flex min content, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah, I don't need that ugly red. And that is not really doing anything. Let's rough in some stuff. I think I'm ready to rough in stuff. Actually, I could just put the height to be the same. Will that work? I don't even know if that'll work. Oh, took the red away, so I don't know if it worked. Yep, that worked. Okay. They're at least, on par with each other. Looks like I've got 10 minutes remaining on my little timer, so we'll just see what all we can get done. I will, let me try to remember that lorem pixum. And yet my internet is super slow. I don't know why. Aside from the obvious fact that I'm streaming. Hopefully the stream is going well. Oh my gosh. Pixum. Pixum.photo slash. Look at that. And we'll try that out. So H2 is actually an image. Catalyst cards. Right. You know, I didn't want the stylish images. I wanted those like placeholder images. Placeholder image. What is it? It's like place.it or something. Place.me, one of these things. Placehold.co. Gosh, there's so many of these. You gotta figure if there's some jig here. Some scam around this. But hey, there it is. There's exactly what I want. What do I care as long as it's working? 600 by 200 is what we're gonna say. Hey, much better. Now take a look again here. See this catalyst cards. Yeah. Okay. What I need to do, so what I'll do real quick is just rough in all of this. Famous last words. Okay, so we got the outer box there. We're now going to need, let me just thin the bar a bit. Little image here. You know what? Let's think of it as a tall. So this whole frame is going to have that there. And then this. Oh, I can move it. I wonder why I'm having a hard time moving it. Affordances is hard to use. Oh, I can just click anywhere. Okay. Got that there. One more duplication. And that's going to leave us with this here. Okay, so we've got, so it's starting to kind of like have a look to it, right? So we can see that there's just 3 stacked frames. From there, I would like to copy it again, and this, we're going to now dig inside of this frame. Go ahead and reduce the stroke width a bit more. Sort of drop it down as I go down each layer. So it's kind of, the info topography is kind of like visible. That side, this side. I think the text will all lay itself out correctly already. I don't need to do further stuff because paragraph tags flow, title tags take up the whole block, and we'll go to a new line. Lists will write like this, so I can really just like do light styling on the built-in text things. But this is an image here, and then what just happened? Why did that happen? I'm going to just duplicate the thing. All right, duplicate that one, and down here is going to be more or less the same thing. That is doing something weird, and I don't know what. My duplicate button is having a different effect than I expect. Okay, this is over here. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Pretty much the skeleton of all this, which I'm going to slide over so I can zoom out and look at it while I work. Okay, so this is the about frame. The about frame is going to have three stacked things. So it's got a title, which is where this thing goes. About the cards. And about the creator. Oops. Great. The title is going to be pretty much just going to have this one image, and I'll just position it with the flex stuff. About the cards has a left frame and a right frame. We'll say I'll just say cards image for now. And then the right frame is going to be cards description. About the creator is going to be pretty similar. Just going to copy those. Again, my tab stops are all messed up, but we'll figure that out later. Oops. You know how to do this. Creator image and creator description. Okay, and that looks like we have got things where we want them. Shrink this down to be 400 by 100. Grab another. So we got the cards image. We're going to make that not an H2. Catalyst cards, what do they look like? I don't know what the alt text should be yet. But that is going to be more of that's a pretty much square image, and it's a little shorter than the title above it, so we're going to say 300 by 300. I think you can just say 300 for a square. Let's have a little space. And again here, 300 by 300. Okay, I'm just going to save that and have a look. I don't have any good styling on yet, so sort of expect it to be messed up. There we go. I am going to pull that red off because I can't bear it. I'm just going to comment it because I always end up needing it again. Probably could just make a class that I can drop where I want it for things like that. Okay. And last thing I'm going to do before I got to get off stream is I'm going to blast out some of this text. So we got the card image. Okay, card description. Okay, let's look at the kind of layout of the thing. So I've got this as an H2, but really I guess should be an H1 because it's the top. It's the title of the whole page. It's Catalyst cards, and that's what I have here in the other header, which is getting removed. It seems. I'll look back at that in a bit. So yeah, I'll do that. So an H1 for the title, and then inside of the description. Okay, so here we need. So this will be an H2, and it says Catalyst cards. Need the trademark, whatever it's called. What's right below it? It's a subtitle. Is there like a subtitle, subhead, sub? I always forget how that works. We're gonna say H3 for now because that's all I've got. The fastest path to deeper dialogue. I love it. Match that. And I've got two more of those. Sorry, two more total. Oh, there's my alarm going off, so it looks like I am done. So I'll just do this text and get a look at it. And then there at the bottom we have what looks like an ordered list. Gonna go. Looks like the. Whoops. hit my hot corner. Looks like the text on how to use is the same as the fastest path to deeper dialogue. So I'm going to do another H2, and then this is an ordered list. So ordered list, list item, 3 of those, ordered list. Why are these so far over? Thank you. And deal a random catalyst card. Ask a provocative question. Start the conversation. Really is that simple, folks. Okay, save it, refresh it, and look at this. Starting to get there. So, you know, I'll lay this out real quick. But so we've got the top cell, middle cell, bottom cell working, but the inside the cells we don't have the layout going yet. And I want this to the left and this to the right. So what you do about that is where we have about the cards. Just gonna head up here. There's the about frame, about the cards, display flex. And of course, I don't know why this image grew bigger than the flex wanted it to. I feel like, wow, why does he get larger? Oh, he's being dragged to the full height of what's there. Okay, that makes sense. That's just flex stuff. That's just flex styles. But yeah, feel pretty okay about that actually. We almost got the layout roughed in, which is, you know, can be the hardest part. Um, the way I work with flex is I haven't like memorized how it all works, but you can usually just pull up the inspector and play around with it a little bit. So we've got display flex, and then what is it? Justify items, justify content. I never do know which one of these works. Okay, so that's not really having any effect. So it must be justify items. Space around, space. That's not doing anything either. So it must be align. Maybe it's a both align content. Oh my gosh. Am I completely losing my mind? There we go. Of course, it's the last thing I try. Okay, look at that. Center, baseline, flex end, flex start. So I think flex start is the right one, and then I'll just do some resizing here. At some point, the image should probably get squeezed, so I think there's a way to do that too. But both images, this big one here should eventually squeeze as well, but this one is less important and should also squeeze. So yeah, it's that simple to just, you know, so much stuff is handled in CSS these days, so it's super nice to be able to do that. Okay. Ooh, why is this bigger than this? I thought I made them the same. Let me get that. So I took align items flex start. There's also this gap one, which I like. I'll put a 20 pixel gap between. Oh, that's not right. That's not the one I want a gap on. It's the middle where that vertical rule is actually going to be. Oops, hit save, and that's not what I wanted. There we go. Now there's this gap, which we'll work on in a sec. And that laid out well. Gonna need the same thing on the other one, so just gonna take the about the cards stuff and throw it here too. Oh, that's the about frame. About the cards, yeah, clone this. Clone this. Clone too much, sorry. About the cards, about the creator. Okay, beautiful. Mostly. We're off to a good start. Okay. I'm gonna wrap up now. So yeah, what did I do? So yep, I used the Lorem Pixum thing. I roughed in the outline. I did get Zed running. I did get Zed to open it up, and I did get the project running locally. Fill in the details. Actually, so I'll just copy these down here to done. That's what we did today. Didn't quite do this in progress. So it's in progress. Um, okay, so takeaways. So I'm going to look into the image file size of the cards. I need to get the images, get the other on-page images. Let me just think about just internally myself. What am I thinking about? Zed is very smooth and fast. Need to learn some shortcuts. HTML creation, HTML, CSS stuff. And I'd like to, what was I going to say? I would like to, let me just look. Oh, I need to set the tab uh, lines to 2, which is my preference. What else? Oh yeah, hey, I should commit this. So this is like a rough, I'm like just smashing in for the first thing. So I'm gonna do a new branch, add about panel. I'll bring my changes with me. Yeah, rough in new layout, and that is a whip. Work in progress. Okay, we'll publish the branch. This is a public repository, so if you care to have a look, you can see it may be all gone. This branch may be all gone by the time you are watching this. Look how slow everything is. My goodness. All right. I can't wait to turn my stream off so I can have internet speed back. If it doesn't come back, that actually might be nice because it means something else is going on that I can fix. Okay, that's it. That's it for the stream today. Thanks for jamming with me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.